I 32, male, canceled my girlfriend's 29, female, entire 30th birthday weekend after she told me she cuddles with her work husband in dark rooms at the office. She called it platonic co-regulation. I called it quits. I just executed the coldest breakup of my life, and I need to tell someone before I second-guess myself. My girlfriend Jane and I have been together for 3 years. I'm a project manager. She works in marketing at a tech startup. We've had our issues like any couple, but I genuinely thought she was it. Her 30th birthday was coming up in 2 weeks, and I'd been planning what I called Operation 30 for months. I'm talking Friday night. Reservations at the Vein, this impossible-to-book restaurant where you basically need to sacrifice your firstborn to get a table. 6 top for her closest friends. $800 just for the table, not including food. Saturday, full-day spa package at this boutique place she'd been wanting to try, followed by an overnight at a hotel downtown with a view of the city. Rose petals, champagne, the works. Sunday, brunch with her parents at their favorite spot. Plus, I'd already bought her this vintage necklace she'd been eyeing for months. Total investment, around $4,000, not counting the necklace. I know that sounds excessive, but Jane's the kind of person who makes a big deal about birthdays, and honestly, I wanted to make her feel special. I was in love, past tense intentional. About 6 months ago, Jane started talking about this new guy at work. Gavin, he's in her department, some marketing strategist role. At first it was just Gavin had this funny idea in the meeting, or Gavin and I grabbed lunch to discuss the campaign. Fine. Whatever, I'm not that guy who gets weird about male coworkers, but then it became more frequent. Gavin was bringing her coffee in the mornings. Gavin understood the pressure she was under. Gavin sent her memes at 11 p.m. They had inside jokes I wasn't part of. She started calling him her work husband. I tried to be cool about it. I really did. Jane's big into therapy, TikTok, and all that emotional intelligence stuff, so whenever I'd express even mild discomfort, she'd hit me with phrases like toxic masculinity, insecurity, and controlling behavior. She'd tell me I needed to work on my capacity for love and not be so possessive. I started doubting myself. Maybe I was being insecure. Maybe this is what modern relationships look like. Maybe I needed to be more evolved. Then Thursday night happened. I was making dinner and she came home late. Again, she seemed off, not guilty exactly, more like she was bursting to tell me something. So something happened at work today, she started. I was chopping vegetables, half listening, expecting some office drama. Gavin had a panic attack. Oh, that sucks. Is he okay? Yeah, we went to the quiet room. You know, the one with the couches. And I helped him through it. That's nice of you. We turned off the lights, it helps with the sensory stuff, and we just laid on the couch together for like an hour. I stopped chopping. You laid on a couch with him in the dark for an hour. It's called co-regulation. It's a real thing. Sometimes when someone's having a panic attack, physical touch can help regulate their nervous system. It's like somatic therapy. I put the knife down. You cuddled with another man at your office. And here's where she got defensive. Not apologetic, defensive. It's not cuddling, it's co-regulation, it's platonic. Touch is a basic human need, and the fact that you're making it weird says more about you than me. Jane, you were in a dark room, lying in another man's arms for an hour. My work husband and I engage in platonic physical comfort sometimes. If you don't get it, that's your issue. I'm not going to shrink my capacity for love just to soothe your fragile ego. I stared at her, really looked at her, and something clicked. She wasn't afraid of losing me. She was annoyed that I was questioning her. She expected me to apologize, to agree that I was being insecure, to do the emotional labor of getting over my discomfort while she continued having her little emotional affair. That's what it was. Even if it was platonic, even if they hadn't kissed or slept together, she'd checked out of our relationship emotionally, so I changed tactics. You're right, I said. I'm sorry, I was looking at it through a possessive lens. I respect that you have different types of relationships that meet different needs. She literally relaxed, smiled. Thank you, I knew you'd come around. You're doing the work and I appreciate that. I'm going to take a walk, I said, clear my head. Take your time, babe, I'm glad we could talk this through. I walked to a bar 2 blocks away and sat with a beer I didn't drink. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I was clear. Jane had checked out. She was keeping me around for the boyfriend benefits, emotional support, financial stability, someone to do couple things with, while getting her actual emotional needs met by Gavin. And she'd weaponized progressive therapy language to make me feel like the problem. Friday morning after she left for work, I started making calls. The Vein, canceled. Spa, canceled. Hotel, canceled. I called every single vendor and told them the same thing: service no longer needed. I called the jewelry store about returning the necklace. They said they'd take it back with a 15% restocking fee. Done. Then I started packing my clothes, my laptop, my important documents, everything that mattered. I found a furnished corporate apartment across town and put down first month's rent. Lease in my name only. By noon, I was gone. I left my key on the kitchen counter, took my name off the bills. Our apartment was in her name anyway. Her parents helped with the down payment. That afternoon, Jane texted me all excited about getting her hair done, asking what color tie I was wearing so she could coordinate. I didn't respond. I was in my new place, unpacking, feeling lighter than I had in months. Friday evening, her friends started arriving at the apartment to pregame. I know this because they were posting on Instagram. Jane in the dress I'd bought her last month, caption, "Birthday queen ready for the best night ever." The group chat was blowing up with photos. 4 women in an Uber all dressed up, Jane in the middle holding a cocktail. "Spencer, where are you? We're headed to the restaurant." Then, "Why isn't our table ready?" The hostess seems confused. She keeps checking her computer and looking at us weird. "Spencer, where are you? Call me." Then the call I'd been waiting for, I didn't answer. 3 more calls, then they said you canceled. The reason in the system says service no longer needed. Everyone is staring at us. "Where the hell are you?" I turned my phone off and poured myself a bourbon. She came back to the apartment around 9 p.m. I know because she called from the landline. I didn't answer. Then the texts started coming through when I turned my phone back on. "What the hell is wrong with you? This is insane. I'm at the apartment. Your stuff is gone. What is happening? I'm scared. Please come home. We can talk about Gavin. I'll set boundaries. I'll block him if you want. You can't just leave like this. You owe me this weekend. I've been planning this for months." That last one made me laugh. She'd been planning it. I sent one text, just one. "I booked a birthday weekend for my girlfriend, but she checked out of the relationship to be single with her work husband. I'm just finalizing the logistics." Then I blocked her number, blocked her friends, blocked her on everything. I slept better that night than I had in 6 months. Update 1, holy shit. I did not expect that post to blow up like it did. Thank you for all the support. So here's what's happened since Friday. While Jane was standing outside the Vein watching her birthday implode, I was in my apartment doing something I'd been thinking about since Wednesday. I found Gavin on LinkedIn, found his last name, found his wife, Jessica. She had her email on her photography business website. I sent her a message. No drama, no emotions, just facts. "Hi, Jessica. You don't know me, but I was dating someone who works with your husband. Her name is Jane. She told me on Thursday that she and Gavin spend time alone in dark rooms at the office, lying on couches together for extended periods. She referred to him as her work husband. She presented this as completely platonic. I'm no longer in the relationship, but I thought you should know how your husband is spending his work hours, in case you two don't share the same definition of platonic." Sent it Friday night and tried not to think about it. Monday morning, my phone lit up with texts from a number I didn't recognize. It was Jane. She'd gotten a new number. "What did you do? What the hell did you do?" Gavin's wife knows. His wife knows. She's losing her mind. "He got called into HR this morning. You're a psychopath. You ruined my life over nothing." I didn't respond, but I was curious about what happened, so I did some digging through mutual friends. Apparently, Jessica confronted Gavin Sunday night, and Gavin completely threw Jane under the bus. According to what Jane told her friends, Gavin told his wife that Jane had been the one pursuing him, that she was obsessed with him, that he'd tried to maintain professional boundaries, but she kept pushing for more emotional intimacy, that he felt uncomfortable, but didn't know how to tell her to stop without creating workplace drama. He painted himself as the victim. And here's the kicker: to save his marriage, he went to HR first thing Monday morning and filed a complaint about Jane for inappropriate workplace conduct and making him uncomfortable with unwanted physical contact. He beat her to the punch. So when Jane showed up to work Monday, expecting sympathy and support from her work husband, she instead got called into a meeting with the director of HR. She's been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation. Tuesday morning, she sent me an email to my work email, which she shouldn't have. The subject line was, "You destroyed everything." The email was long. I'll summarize. I'm vindictive and cruel. I ruined her life over a misunderstanding. She lost her boyfriend, her best friend, and might lose her job all in one weekend. I never really loved her, or I wouldn't be capable of this. I didn't respond. I just moved it to trash. I didn't ruin her life. I just stopped being the person who protected her from the consequences of her choices. She chose to have an inappropriate relationship with a married coworker. She chose to do it in the office, during work hours. She chose to tell me about it like it was something to be proud of. She chose to gaslight me when I expressed discomfort. All I did was pull back the curtain so Gavin's wife could see what was happening. And apparently, when the light hit it, neither of them could maintain the fiction that it was platonic. I'm not proud, I'm not celebrating, I'm just done. Also, yes, I got most of my money back. The restaurant and spa had cancellation policies, so I only lost deposits. The hotel gave me a partial refund. Total loss maybe $600, worth it. Update 2, a lot has happened and I figure I owe you all closure since you've been following this train wreck. First, Jane lost her job. I found out through a former coworker of hers who I'm still friendly with. The HR investigation wrapped up 2 weeks ago. Officially, it's being called a mutual separation, but everyone knows what that means. The investigation found that both Jane and Gavin had violated workplace conduct policies regarding appropriate professional boundaries. But Gavin kept his job, he's been there longer, his performance reviews are better, and he played the victim card hard. Plus, his wife making it work apparently counted in his favor as a family man. Jane got the boot. Her friends have mostly distanced themselves. Turns out, when you humiliate yourself in front of a group by getting stood up at your own birthday dinner because you were emotionally cheating, people don't rush to defend you. Especially when the full story comes out about the HR situation. Financial reality hit Jane hard without her job. She couldn't afford the apartment on unemployment. She moved back in with her parents in the suburbs about 40 minutes outside the city. I know this because she tried to add me on LinkedIn last week. I didn't accept. As for me, life is surprisingly good. My bank account recovered quickly without the constant princess weekends and expensive dinners at places with names like The Vein. Turns out I was subsidizing a lifestyle for someone who didn't actually value me. I'm seeing someone. Her name is Alina. She's a nurse. We met at a coffee shop near my new place. We've been on 3 dates. We're taking it slow, but it's nice. She's direct. If something bothers her, she says it. If she needs space, she tells me. If she wants to see me, she doesn't play games about it, just honest communication. Last week, she cooked dinner at her place. Just pasta and wine, nothing fancy. But we talked for 4 hours about real things. Our families, our careers, our actual feelings about stuff. At one point, she asked about my ex. I told her the abbreviated version. So she gaslit you into thinking you were the problem, then got mad when you stopped playing along. Pretty much. That's messed up, she said. I'm glad you got out. No therapy speak. No, maybe she was just trying to explore her capacity for connection. Just simple, honest validation. That's when I realized how exhausting my relationship with Jane had been. I'd spent 3 years walking on eggshells, always worried about being too jealous, too traditional, too insecure. With Alina, I just exist, and it's enough. My apartment's coming together. I bought some actual furniture instead of living with the corporate rental stuff. Started going to a gym nearby. I'm even thinking about going back to school for an MBA. Something I put off because Jane always wanted to travel on weekends and I didn't want to be the guy who was too busy studying. I have my life back. Do I have moments where I miss Jane? Sure. 3 years doesn't just evaporate. I miss the good parts. The inside jokes. The way she'd steal my hoodies. Sunday mornings making breakfast together. But then I remember Thursday night. The look on her face when she told me about Gavin. The way she smiled when she called him her work husband. The complete lack of remorse or recognition that it might hurt me. And I remember that I don't miss Jane. I miss who I thought she was. There's a difference. I don't hate her. I don't wish her harm. I just don't care anymore. That's how I know I'm actually done. Thanks for coming on this journey with me, Reddit. This community gave me the clarity to walk away. One guy in the comments said my move was the most ruthlessly efficient breakup he'd seen. I'll take that as a compliment. Final update, I wasn't going to post again. I really wasn't. But something happened yesterday that feels like the actual ending to this story, and I need to write it down while it's fresh. I ran into Jane, not online, not through mutual friends, face to face at the coffee shop 2 blocks from my new apartment. I've been going there almost every morning for the past few months. It's part of my routine now: wake up, gym, coffee, shower, work. Alina jokes that I'm more loyal to this coffee shop than some people are to their relationships. Yesterday was Saturday. I just finished a morning run, walked in wearing my gym clothes, feeling good. Hair messy, probably sweating a little, but in that post-workout way where you feel accomplished. I ordered my usual, turned around to grab a table, and there she was, Jane, sitting in the corner, laptop open, nursing what looked like a latte that had gone cold. She looked different, tired, the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. She'd always had this energy about her, this main character vibe. That was gone. She was wearing an oversized blazer that didn't quite fit right, her hair pulled back in a way that seemed more practical than styled. Our eyes met. For a second I thought about just leaving, but something made me stay. She stood up, walked over. "Spencer." "Jane, you look good." "Thanks, I'm doing well." Awkward silence. The barista called out someone's order. The espresso machine hissed. "Can we talk?" she asked. Just for a minute. I should have said no, but curiosity got the better of me. We sat down at a table near the window. "I've been wanting to reach out," she started, "but I didn't know if you'd, after everything." "What do you want, Jane?" She took a breath. "I want to apologize for all of it, for Gavin, for the things I said, for making you feel crazy when you weren't." "Okay, that's it, just okay." "What do you want me to say?" "I appreciate the apology, but I lost everything, Spencer." Her voice cracked. "My job, my friends, my apartment. I had to move back in with my parents at 30 years old. I'm working a contract position, making half what I used to make. And Gavin," she laughed, but it was bitter. "Gavin threw me under the bus to save his own ass. The guy I thought was my person who got me, he destroyed me to save his marriage." I didn't say anything. "I know I hurt you," she continued. "I know I took advantage. I know I don't even know what I was, lost, selfish, both. But the punishment doesn't fit the crime, Spencer. What you did was cruel." "What I did," I kept my voice level. "I sent one email with facts, that's it. Everything else was consequences of your choices. You canceled my birthday. I canceled plans I'd made for my girlfriend. You weren't my girlfriend anymore. You checked out of the relationship to play house with a married man. It wasn't like that. It was exactly like that. You just used therapy language to dress it up." She started crying. Not the manipulative kind of crying, the real kind. Exhausted, defeated crying. 3 years, Spencer. 3 years of us. Doesn't that mean anything?" "It meant everything. That's why it hurts so much." "Then why won't you?" "I don't know, let me make it right. I could change. I am changing. I'm working on myself. I understand what I did now. I understand I took you for granted. I understand I was having an emotional affair. Can we talk, really talk, maybe coffee sometime?" I looked at her, really looked at her, this woman I'd loved. This woman who'd made me feel crazy and insecure and not enough for months. And I felt nothing. Not satisfaction at seeing her struggling. Not anger, not even pity, just nothing. "Jane, I'm seeing someone." Her face fell. "Oh, her name's Alina. We've been together for a few months now." "Is it serious?" "Yeah, it is." More silence. "I'm happy for you," she said, but she wasn't. "She's lucky." "I'm the lucky one." The barista called my name. My coffee was ready. I stood up. Spencer, wait, please, can I ask you one thing? What? Did you ever really love me, or was Thursday night always part of some plan? Because the Spencer I knew, the Spencer I loved, he wouldn't have been capable of that kind of cruelty. So either you never really loved me or I never really knew you. I picked up my coffee, held it for a moment, feeling the warmth through the cup. You want to know what I realized? I said. Looking at your life after I left, seeing how it all fell apart, I realized I was never actually your partner. I was your logistics manager. I made reservations. I paid for things. I provided stability and emotional support in birthday weekends. But the actual intimacy, the connection you craved, you were getting that somewhere else. That's not fair. And when I stopped providing those services, your life collapsed. Because you lost someone who was making your life easier. The work husband was exciting, but he couldn't book the vein. He couldn't plan spa days. He couldn't be the responsible one while you played main character. Her face went red. Screw you, Spencer. You asked. I headed toward the door, then turned back. You know what the real difference is between us. I loved you enough to let you go when I realized we weren't right for each other. You never loved me at all. You just loved what I did for you. That's not true. If it wasn't true, you wouldn't have been in a dark room with Gavin while I was home making you dinner. The barista called out another order. Someone's phone rang. Life continued around us. I don't think you understand what love actually is, Jane. And that's the saddest part of all of this. I walked out. Didn't look back. Got in my car and sat there for a minute making sure I was okay. And I was fine. My phone buzzed. Text from Alina. Still on for dinner tonight. I'm making my grandmother's lasagna. Wouldn't miss it, I typed back. Drove home, showered, spent the afternoon cleaning my apartment. Alina came over at 6. We cooked together, drank wine, watched a movie neither of us paid attention to because we were too busy talking. At one point she asked if I was okay, said I seemed distracted. I ran into my ex today. The work husband one. Yeah, how'd that go? She wanted to apologize, wanted to try again. Alina was quiet for a moment, and I told her I was with you, that I'm happy, and I am. She smiled, kissed me. Good. No drama, no games, no reading between lines or wondering what she really meant. Just good. Later that night, lying in bed, I thought about the coffee shop, about Jane's face when I said I was seeing someone, about the 3 years we spent together, and I felt at peace, not because she was suffering, but because I'd moved on to something real. The coffee shop will probably feel weird for a few days. Maybe I'll find a new spot, or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep going there because it's my routine now, my place, and I don't have to change my life because an ex exists in the same city. Either way, I'm good. Thanks for following this journey, Reddit. Time to close the laptop and go live my life.